Cease and desist notice. DJ Tracks. October 3, 2025. 2. Umi, Duck Spasm, and Duck Mafia. Dear Umi, Duck Spasm, and members of the Duck Mafia. This notice serves as a formal cease and desist order, demanding that you immediately halt all forms of harassment, intimidation, and harmful conduct directed towards me, DJ Tracks, across any and all platforms, including but not limited to Discord. Despite my efforts to disengage from your ongoing harassment, you have repeatedly chosen to escalate this situation. This conduct has reached a point where your actions are no longer tolerable. As a result, you are hereby demanded to cease all forms of harassment and any other disruptive or damaging activity, including verbal abuse, threats, or any form of direct or indirect contact, under the penalty of severe legal consequences. Harassment and Abuse Overview. Since October 1, 2024, you have continuously engaged in online harassment via Discord, directing abusive language and malicious behavior towards me. The harassment has included, but is not limited to, verbal threats, persistent and unfounded threats made towards my personal and professional well-being, trolling and harassment, continuous taunting, mocking, and incitement of others to target me, defamation and false allegations, disseminating harmful and false information, aimed at damaging my reputation. Your actions have been witnessed by multiple parties, further exacerbating the impact of your behavior. I have attached evidence of this harassment in the form of screenshots and chat logs to support my claims. Legal grounds for action. Your actions violate several laws related to online harassment, defamation, and cyberbullying, including 1. Legal grounds under New Jersey law. New Jersey has several laws that specifically address cyberbullying, harassment, and online defamation. These can serve as the legal foundation for your cease and desist letter. A. New Jersey's Anti-Bullying Law, NJSA 18A 37-14. This law primarily applies to bullying in schools but extends to cyberbullying that happens through electronic communication, which is relevant to online platforms like Discord. The law defines cyberbullying as using electronic means to intimidate, harass, or harm another person. Key points. Harassment or bullying through electronic communications, such as Discord, is prohibited. The law specifically protects individuals from harmful behavior that causes emotional distress or threatens their safety. School settings are often the focus, but this law can be referenced when harassment happens online if the perpetrator is a student or if it involves school-related activities. B. New Jersey's Criminal Harassment Statute, NJSA 2C 33-4. This law defines harassment as engaging in actions that annoy, alarm, or harm another person, particularly when it involves repeated conduct or offensive communications. Key points. Harassment through electronic communications, e.g., via Discord messages, is a criminal offense if it causes alarm or distress. Examples of harassment include sending repeated offensive messages or engaging in a pattern of harmful behavior. Penalties may include fines, probation, and jail time, depending on the severity of the harassment. C. New Jersey's Cyber Harassment Law, NJSA 2C 33-4.1. This statute specifically criminalizes cyber harassment, which involves using the internet or other electronic means to harm another person. Key points. Cyber harassment occurs when a person uses electronic communication, e.g., social media, messaging platforms, etc., to threaten, harass, or harm another. This could include making threatening statements, sending repeated unwanted messages, or sharing defamatory content with the intent to harm someone emotionally. Penalties for cyber harassment in New Jersey are significant, including the possibility of a fourth-degree crime charge, which can result in a criminal record, fines, and even jail time. D. New Jersey Stalking Law, NJSA 2C12-10. While stalking typically involves physical behavior, it can apply to repeated harassment that causes a person to fear for their safety or emotional well-being. Key points. Stalking includes following or harassing a person repeatedly, which can escalate online, through platforms like Discord. Stalking can result in third-degree criminal charges, leading to serious legal consequences, including imprisonment. 2. Legal grounds under Discord's Terms of Service and Community Guidelines. Discord has clear rules and guidelines that protect users from harassment, abuse, and harmful behavior. By violating these rules, a user risks facing penalties from Discord, such as suspension or banning. A. Discord's Terms of Service, TOS. Discord's Terms of Service outline what behavior is acceptable on the platform, and they specifically prohibit harassment and abusive actions. Prohibited Conduct, Section 4.2 of TOS. Harassment and abuse. Discord users are prohibited from engaging in any form of harassment, including sending offensive, threatening, or insulting messages to others. Impersonation. Users may not impersonate others to harm or deceive them. Defamation and malicious behavior. Discord explicitly bans the sharing of false information about others, including defamation, slander, or libel. Key consequences for violations. Users who violate these terms can be reported to Discord, leading to potential account suspension or permanent banning. Discord can also remove harmful content, e.g., messages, profiles, that violates its TOS. B. Discord's Community Guidelines. Discord's community guidelines are more detailed in addressing the behavior expected from all users. They emphasize safety, respect, and the need to avoid any behavior that harms others on the platform. Harassment and Abuse, section on Conduct in Guidelines. Harassment, any form of behavior intended to harm, insult, or intimidate others is strictly prohibited. This includes trolling, bullying, and other forms of offensive conduct. Defamation and Doxing. The community guidelines also prohibit doxing, sharing private information without consent, and spreading defamatory content. Consequences for violating these guidelines. Warning or temporary suspension for minor violations. Permanent account bans for serious or repeated violations. C. Reporting and enforcement. Discord provides an easy reporting system for users who experience harassment or abuse. If the behavior of UMI and the Duck Mafia violates the TOS or community guidelines, you can report it directly to Discord's Trust and Safety team. Reporting steps. Submit a report via the Discord app or website. Provide relevant evidence, screenshots, chat logs, to support your claims. Discord's Trust and Safety team will review the case and take appropriate action, which may include suspending or banning the offenders. Discord's Terms of Service. Specifically, your actions violate Discord's community guidelines and terms of service, which prohibit harassment, threats, and the incitement of harm against others. Impersonation. False personation, NJSA 2C 21-17. Your actions of impersonating me, including the creation of false profiles or misrepresentation of my identity, violate New Jersey's false personation statute. Impersonation with the intent to deceive or harm others is a criminal offense that may result in fines, probation, or up to 6 months in jail. Identity theft, NJSA 2C 21-17A. If you are using my personal information to impersonate me or commit fraudulent actions, such behavior constitutes identity theft under NJSA 2C 21-17A, which is a third-degree crime punishable by up to 5 years in prison and fines of up to $15,000. Harassment, NJSA 2C 33-4. If your impersonation is being used to harass or cause emotional distress, you are in violation of New Jersey's harassment laws. Continued harassment can lead to criminal penalties, including fines and imprisonment. Computer fraud, NJSA 2C 20-25. If your actions involve using my identity or impersonating me to access my accounts or conduct fraudulent activities, this is a violation of New Jersey's computer crimes law, and you may face criminal charges with significant consequences. Federal fraud and impersonation, 18 U.S.C. Section 1030. If your impersonation involves online fraud or misuse of my personal information, you may also be in violation of federal law, 18 U.S.C. Section 1030, which carries substantial fines and imprisonment. It is essential that you understand that continued harassment via electronic communications or any other medium constitutes a legal violation that can result in civil and criminal liability. Should you fail to comply with this demand, I will pursue all available legal remedies, including but not limited to 1. Reporting the harassment to Discord for terms of service violations, leading to potential permanent bans or other penalties. 2. Initiating a civil lawsuit for emotional distress, reputational harm, and any other damages caused. 3. Pursuing criminal charges, if applicable, for harassment, cyberbullying, or defamation under relevant laws. Emotional and psychological impact. The continued harassment you have directed towards me has caused significant emotional and psychological distress. The actions you've taken have not only interfered with my personal life but have also harmed my ability to engage in online spaces without fear of being targeted. While I understand that you may be facing personal challenges, your actions are not justified and have no place in lawful and respectful interaction. Immediate actions required. I demand that you 1. Immediately cease all forms of harassment directed towards me, including but not limited to verbal threats, trolling, spamming, and any form of abusive behavior, whether in Discord or other platforms. 2. Stop contacting me, either directly or indirectly, and refrain from engaging in any further attempts to provoke, harass, or damage my reputation. 3. Remove and retract any defamatory statements, false claims, or harmful content you have posted or shared about me. You are required to take these actions immediately. If these actions are not completed within 7 days from the receipt of this letter, I will have no choice but to escalate this matter further. Consequences of non-compliance. Failure to comply with this cease and desist notice will result in the following. Legal action. I will pursue a lawsuit for damages arising from the emotional distress, defamation, and harassment you have caused. Report to Discord. I will report you for violating Discord's terms of service, which may result in the termination of your accounts. Involvement of law enforcement. Should your actions cross into threats of violence or other criminal conduct, I will involve the relevant authorities to investigate and pursue any appropriate charges. This letter serves as your final warning. Any further harassment will not be tolerated, and I will take all necessary steps to protect my rights. Preservation of evidence. I hereby request that you preserve any and all records, communications, and evidence related to this harassment. These materials may be necessary in future legal proceedings, and failure to preserve them may result in additional legal consequences. Please consider this matter with the seriousness it warrants. I urge you to comply with this demand and immediately cease all harassing behavior. Sincerely, DJ Tracks.